always looking to think about what's the right way to expand the conversation and how to think about it. And lately what we've been thinking is brand safety is essentially the news, right? It's like current events, it's like an ad fraud attack happens, it is the news, we have to talk about it. Is that the right way for us to be thinking about it?
It's a great question. In all candor, I think it's absolutely the way that you got to be thinking about it. So I think you're doing it the right way. And far be it for me, but like anything you're talking about with any relation to brand safety, be it linear, digital, media marketplace, whatever it is to the point that it's newsworthy, right?
Yeah.
And inherently has to be. But yeah,
cool. Good. So just got here, or you've been here a couple days?
Couple days.
What's the most interesting, cool, amazing thing you've seen so far?
So far, I think the thing that probably everybody's going to be talking about, doing this in person, again, is just, there's no substitute for it. I think everybody knows that. I think the other thing, at least from our vantage point, and it's not too much of a, pushing the agenda or anything, but I am in charge of global partnerships at NBCUniversal, and part of this is Lindy Accarino and Casey Sullivan are really pushing the agenda related to global, and it's amazing that everybody else is talking partnerships. So if you ask what's going on here, independent of what I'm doing, everybody is talking about partnerships as the way forward, which sounds kind of cliche, but it's really true. It's less specific tech conversation. It's how can we do something that's mutually beneficial. So that's already been exciting. Yeah.
Got it. And what are you specifically trying to accomplish over the next 4 or 5 days?
Have those conversations. We're trying to create. When we start talking about partnerships, what we're trying to do is figure out how we can do something that's truly mutually beneficial, right? And so we're trying to create these frameworks. And the great part about it is all of our clients and other folks and that we've talked to the last couple of days, everybody really is interested in understanding how they can help participate in their own journey. So we're not selling you something or, hey, do it this way. Right. Let's talk about what we want to accomplish. So that's where we're going to be.
A lot of people say, you have stuff in the pipeline and you handshake it here. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So how many handshakes are you going to do this?
Many. Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, we had a couple last night. Hopefully people remember those handshakes, but yeah.
Nice. So on to the news. Controversial question.
Great.
To kind of stay on topic of news. Will Elon buy Twitter? But more importantly, how does that change content moderation on the platform?
So, great question. Not going to get myself in trouble with this one. I think I actually do think that he's going to end up doing it, and I think he's going to do it because he's got an outsized sort of voice as it is. Right? And I think that this is a great way for him to amplify that. He's obviously a user of the platform and then some, and everybody's read about it. It scares me a lot from a content moderation standpoint, and as we talk about brand safety, frightening. And we're partners with Twitter, and obviously everybody is. The concern that I've got about that content moderation is that some of the stuff that he said, it could spiral. I think in the wrong direction, and that platform can be utilized for a lot of good, and it should be, to the point that we've made before. This is breaking news.
Yeah.
Make sure that the breaking news that's happening on Twitter is actually newsworthy and brand safe.
Yeah.
Right.
It is scary. It is scary. Obviously, a news publication has standards and practices. We know what we do. As soon as you have a bigger platform that does not necessarily, and these are my words, not your words.
Thank you.
But a bigger platform that doesn't have all that infrastructure, it can be scary. So you'll see, we'll see. Is that the, again, this is kind of me just rhetorically, but is this the beginning of a heavier hand of people who own these platforms?
Yeah, it's a good question. That I don't know the answer to, but it's just like this idea of any social media sort of giant and the ability to get news out there quickly and in real time with a less understanding of what the context is, to me, is scary. And that's why, obviously, premium companies like ours, when we're delivering this content, yes, it is curated, yes, it is real, but there is also a base level understanding of the starting point. Totally. And that's, I think, sometimes missed in contextually. But
totally. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Second question. We're in the middle of Cannes, and it's beautiful, and a lot of things are happening, but it's hot. But back at home, food prices are up, gas prices are up. There's definitely a concern from the consumer perspective People are using the word recession, whether it needs to happen, should happen. That's a deeper conversation. But what does it mean for second half ad spend, and what are you hearing from clients and partners?
It's clearly something that everybody's talking about right now. I think from an ad spend standpoint, and I'm not trying to go overboard on the partnership thing, but genuinely that's why we've got the approach that we've got is we're in it for the long haul, and we know that our advertising partners are in it for the long haul too. And I think when you start taking a look at, again, the embarrassment of riches that we've got audiences from, every size, shape, color, age across the slate of our programming because we're just really lucky that we've got that. So I think our ability to tap into new categories, and that's something that, the company is definitely focused on. New categories in the right place means that we are, I think, going to see an advertising spend that is consistent. I'm going to go out on a limb, and hopefully not too many people call me on it, but I actually wouldn't see certain categories increase over the course of the back half of the year, and that's certainly what we're looking for. And the last little plug again, from a global perspective, this is a global phenomenon, but part of my job is to make sure that we're actually doing this on a global level, and those conversations have all been overwhelmingly positive toward what the back half of the year looks like.